And I think we're live. So, hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richard True, and today we are here with a new series for Hearts of Iron 4 Millenium Dawn. If I pause for a second because it didn't, it seemed like I didn't know what I was talking about. Yeah, for a second I actually forgot. We actually had a poll on this one here, and it was a, for everyone that's watching later, it was a toss-up between Millenium Dawn and Kaiserreich for what we we're going to be doing for the new single-player Saturday stream. And so I cast my vote on that one, giving Millenium Dawn the edge out on that. Not too much. I'd already made the thumbnail and expectation. Hello to everyone popping on in. Glad to see you all. We got First French Republic, Evil King, Zypher, and Prince Willem. Yeah, not bad, everybody. But glad to see you all. You guys are awesome. Yeah, so we're going to be playing Millenium Dawn. We're going to be doing 2016, June 1st at 12 o'clock. Or 1200 hours, I suppose it would be. Yeah, either way, it's close enough. And, let's see here. Not going to lie, kind of bummed out at 7D, but it should be fun. I'm sorry, drunk. I know what you mean there. But, honestly, I'm kind of excited. You know, I enjoy all of them on their own merits. I think this is going to be fun. Well, actually, for those of you that haven't seen the thumbnail yet, we're going to be playing America. So, I think it's going to be interesting. Yep, we are playing America, and we're going to see what we can do to bring peace to the world. Hey, how you doing, Seether? Good to see you there. And let's see what we can do. You know what? Pretty much we've gone over everything. We're going to play America. We're going to see what we can do in order to spread democracy across the entire planet. Literally every country that we can. And yeah, we'll play on veteran, just to make life that much more difficult for myself. So, all right, let's delve right on into it then. We're gonna get this going. Jeez, only hasn't pressed the numbnail or numbnail. I'm all about that notification lifestyle. Hey, notification squad, appreciate that, drunk. You know, really appreciate it. We're going to have win the election. That's an excellent question. Our stability is high, so that's good. Party support. We got a bunch of spread here between conservatives and social liberals, so that's good to know. You're not going the boring regular democracy route, right? Why? Is that a problem? Hope you go commie America. Sorry, Reagan. I mean, I thought it'd be entertaining to try and spread democracy everywhere, but if you guys want, you know what? We can... let's have our own little election in the chat here. You guys put in the chat, every person voting once, what ideology you think should win the election when it comes up. Just, let's do that here quickly, and we'll see what we get. No way this could go wrong. And let's actually get everything set up here first. They've rebuilt a fair portion of the tree here. Islamist America. Every time America always goes democracy. Oh my god. Communism. We got communism. Comrade Corbyn. Okay. Right now we got like a three-way tie. We only need one other person to agree. Social liberals or conservatives. Yeah, that's for the election, but if you put in another ideology, I'll work my way towards that as well. Assuming that's the one that wins. So if you have like Islamist, I'll, move night and day in order to try and make an Islamic America. In the meanwhile, I'm just trying to figure out, is there an Islamic America tree? That is an excellent question. I don't believe so. That's my understanding at the very least. Go monarchist. Honor the Confederacy. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that, Ringnar. Thank you for that. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Nightcram. I want to do Black Ice as well at some point, but honestly, I was looking forward to, Millenium Dawn here as well. I'm kind of glad that I got to do that just to give it a run, but we will do Black Eyes. Don't you worry. Can Poland into space? Probably not. Not in this timeline here, to be entirely honest with you. Hey, what's up, Johannes? Alright, so let's get things started with Air Force production, because we need... actually, no. Let's actually start... You just have an economic tree. Yeah, American economy. Oof. Oh boy, which one do we want to go for? Regulation or deregulation? Alright, yeah, let's focus on the military production then in that case. We'll go for Air Force. Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't here last stream on YouTube and Twitch. No worries. I appreciate you being here anyway, Nightcram. No worries at all. play democratic. We actually have a vote for pretty much every ideology now at this point. So, hey, whatever works. We're going to be changing up the tree here a bit, but I just want to see what it is that we have in our templates right now. Oh god, what a mess. Go communist. Alright, so there's 2 votes for Islamic and 2 votes for communist. So we got a bit of a runoff here. 3 for communist. Oh, my bad. Alright, then I guess communism is winning out at this point. And what would be a good one here? This actually looks fairly promising, but very IC intensive. No better on that one. Go full fascist. Oh, man. I couldn't because Castile economy wouldn't let me. No worries. We have Democratic and another piping up on Confederacy from Bringnar. You're really adamant on that one, man. I don't know that we could anyway. I don't think there might be a tree for it. I'd have to look through it, but it's not impossible. Actually, this doesn't look too bad, but I think we'll go for Infantry Division B as our standard loadout, which will require, oh Jesus, a little bit of literally everything. Okay, so in that case, we're gonna start by getting the big ones here. You saw the Confederate? Okay, and say 1 for Democratic. Oh, actually, we got a couple votes for Democratic here. I think it's actually tied right now with communism, which is then followed behind. Alright, you know what? Millenium Dawn, yeah. Alright, you know what? I think we're going to go communist this time here. Because that had the second most votes, and to be entirely honest with you, I can understand why people might be tired of seeing a democratic America. Yeah, I'll cast my vote for communism, break the tie, and let's continue from there. And we need anti-tank, I know that. Let's also toss in the multi-role fighters. We want modern Gen 3s. And we want the main battle tank here. 4 demo, 3 commie. Oh, I'm sorry. Just for this issue in stream? Alright, you know what? You're right. While I'm setting up the economy here, let's do a quick straw poll. I will attempt to rapidly take care of this here. Islam, Confederacy, Social Liberal, Conservative, and that's all the ones I think of right offhand here. So let's do this. I'll put this in the chat and allow you guys to vote out while I'm setting up everything in game here. Because there's quite a few things I gotta set up anyway. Well, we don't know, honestly. We gotta see how people bet. I was in the stream as Castile. I gave you 2 gots. Yeah, this I remember. You were playing Castile. I was on Venice there. So no worries. Please vote for Islam. Oh my god. We want convoys. We also are gonna want probably a decent amount of destroyers. So let's start with a couple lines of this, some lines of that. Because we already have most of our big ships here. Kami is blue in the poll. Where's the I don't care button? Oh, that's fine. Hey, how you doing, Van Can? I think that's how you pronounce that there. I apologize if I got it wrong. And I think we have nearly everything generally represented. I'm gonna go for a higher amount on the big ones here. I'll let it play just to show me where else we need to put it down. We'll take it from there. I'm also gonna put down some more military factories. Let's start with here, 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 here. Call it the East Coast redevelopment program. There we go. That's looking a lot better. The YouTuber viewer count is broken. Alright, let me refresh that then. Thank you for the heads up on that, by the way. Let's see if we can't fix this. Every once in a while it just needs a quick prodding in order to make it aware that, yeah, there are people actually watching. I call it the East Coast Re-Education Camp. Oh my god. But yeah, once I finish looking through, then I'll, or finish setting everything up, I'll go through, see what we have in terms of the counts on the ideologies, and we'll take it from there. We're not going to spend these points yet. Let's set up our research. We want better guns later. What we really want are... Soviet Union anthem intensifies. Oh my god. I am disappointed. Why is that, Evan? Yeah, let's go for this. Let's go for this. Get our production increased, because that's always a tough one for the amount of stuff that we have to work with. Vote Democratic. Oh my god. And let's see what else we can pick up here. I think... Gonna probably taper it off momentarily here. Just trying to see whether or not there's anything else worthwhile. I just noticed they changed the backgrounds on these things here. Mobile Warfare Doctrine has the Abrams tanks. And Mass Assault Doctrine's got some militia out in the Middle East here. That's ridiculous. We are all disappointed. And no one's ever going to be happy when you're dealing with ideology selection in a game like this. Let's just be honest. I find it ironic that on the straw poll, communism is blue. I didn't set the colors. I did not have any say in that matter whatsoever. I just left them to whatever base colors they have. I'm going to divide these up in a second, but I just want to see what we can do here. We'll import our chromium from India. That just seems reasonable to me. And who else am I missing? Oh, yeah. We're going to put everyone under one blanket force here, because we're going to literally be redistributing everyone momentarily. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting? Yes. Anyone else? Yes. Okay, that's everybody. Shame true. Forever shame. Why? Even though it's 2014, you don't need it? Well, I wouldn't say that's necessarily true. It's 2016. We're probably going to end up going to war with somebody, if not ourselves. I'm pretty sure we'll need it. So let's check the results on the straw poll here. And let's see. Ultimately, it came down to communism with a vote of 5. Oh my god. Alright, so in that case, let's see how we do this here. I think I can pick up an advisor or something in order to switch on over, but let me make sure that that is actually the case. Drift towards conservatism. Probably a lot of conservatives in the tree here. Let's see if we can get... Give me a communist. Communist revolutionary. Is there a communist that everyone would actually recognize? No, it's going to be some random dude named John Bachtel that even I haven't heard of. I mean, dude looked like he took that picture on his front porch. It looks like the grass in the background. Let's be honest here. United forever and wait, no, strong and peaceful, wise and brave. Oh my god. United Imperial States of America, you know it. Is it something new with your hair, hair or hair? My hair? Not really. No. With my heir, I don't have any kids. Even I don't think is expecting any sort of dynastic politics here. Unfortunately, Hoi 4 is not CK2. Who's the leader of the monarchist ideology? I'm actually curious on that too. I don't think we have a monarchist possibility inside of America. I'm pretty sure that's just not a thing. Although it would be very amusing. Yeah, so let's pick up our communist here. And we'll see what we can do with that. And in the meanwhile, we'll distribute a few other things out here. Those will all be useful. And I just want to let it tick by a little bit and see what it needs. Switzerland joins the UN. We still need more tungsten. Let's import that from Vietnam. Alright, and... oh, we need to beef up our multi-role fighters. Ethiopian loan requests. No. Not really interested, but thank you. Let's go for Infantry Division Bs, and what are we missing production on? Anti-air, motorized, rocket artillery, and mechanized. Okay. That's all under here. Motorized rocket artillery. Where's the mechanized? Is it regular mechanized or light? Just regular. Okay, Gen 1 mechanized. And anti-air. So we'll pick that up as well. Oh, no, that was anti-tank, I think. Is Trump leader of fascism? Oh my god. You know, I always found Millenium Dawn boring. Why is that? I always... there are times when I'm in the mood for it, but that's like with most elements of Hoi 4. There are certain times when I enjoy certain things and other times where I don't. Take over Mexico and nuke North Korea. Not impossible. What else do we have here? For some reason, all the bread has disappeared. Oh my god. At Richard True, you going to ally with China since both of you are major commies? Well, that's actually a bit of a toss-up there, because I can make an argument to be hostile to either one. You know, if you remember, the Soviets and the Chinese have had clashes back and forth in regards to that, even though they were both, you know, the major communist powers there. So we'll have to see on that one. We will actually have to see what we end up doing. We've nearly filled out our tree at this point, or our military industry. Oh, gotta tab out here, sorry. Hey, thank you for following the swamp _ really appreciate that though, man. That's really cool of you. Thank you. And let's see what else we can do here. Let's get some more tungsten in the mix. Can we play Men of War 2? I actually do record skirmish games on my channel for that, but I need to actually find someone willing to do it on a live stream at some point in time there. We have a swamp, yes we do. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. Okay, so the Sanders craze, the socialists, the progressives, and the social liberals. John Bechtel is chairman of the National Committee of the Communist Party of the USA. Really? I actually did not know that. Isn't the IWW still a thing in the on the federal level? I could be wrong. I don't actually keep up with it too much there because a lot of those third parties never had a chance to begin with. Because in MD mod there is no Soviet Union, so China is the only one. Yeah, but my point to that is, even if me and China were the only major commie powers, we could still end up coming to blows over different ideological, or not even ideological, just sphere of influence differences. It's sort of like how the United States and Britain, despite both being arguable, you know, democratic republics, nearly came to blows at several points in time prior to World War II. Especially because they had a long and somewhat controversial history. You know, we've already gone to war with China and the Korean Peninsula. What do we have here? Shrew, I'll play it, and I have a bunch of friends that will be interested if you ever host a multiplayer game for Men of War Soul Squad 2. And Nightgram says as well. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we could organize that sometime during the week. Anyone that's on the Discord, I'll post it up on there when we do Assault Squad 2, and we'll see what we can get going. Because, honestly, I love that game. It's going to be fun. We need some more factories on a lot of stuff, actually. What's the IWW? The International Workers' Party. It's like it doesn't. I forget what it actually stands for, but it's like International Workers of the World or something. It's one of the communist branches there. Votes no on Ethiopian loan request. How very communist of you. Yeah, we don't believe in international capital, don't you know? The idea of lending money and creating perpetual debt, that's not what we're about at all. So, we're going to start restructuring the military. Let's start with taking all the National Guard units and putting them into their own branch. Oh, I despise this part. But it goes with the territory, I'm afraid. Save your political power for a closed economy. I actually am inclined to agree with you on that one. That would do us a lot of good, quite honestly. Oh, that's so annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, it didn't do it that time. Nearly have them all. Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Kansas, Florida, South Dakota, Iowa, Oklahoma, Minnesota, North Dakota. Jesus Christ, we got like every state on here. And nope, don't want the 3rd Marines. Sorry, by the way, I'm like trying to look around my microphone. Okay, so with all of them in one. Okay, so apparently I messed up a few times here. Did I miss any? So I'll guarantee you not every state is represented here. Yeah, there's a Virginia. Who else did I miss? They probably weren't that important anyway, to be entirely honest with you. Alright, I hope you to either Marxist or Totalist. Well, it looks like we're going communist in the game turns here, so we'll have to see what that ends up leading to. Workers of the world, unite! Absolutely. Industrial workers of the world. Thank you. Yes, that is indeed what the IWW party is. And let's see who that was. Hey, thank you. Wow, thank you very much, Inquisitor Llama. I really appreciate you becoming a sponsor. That's really awesome of you, man. Thank you so much. Hey, what's up, Seether? Can I join Men of War 2 stream when you do it? Absolutely. Just be on the Discord, so this way I can post the announcement ahead of time, and we'll make sure to arrange something, so this way, hopefully, we can get the most people into it. Let's get our airborne units all into one particular branch. You know, the army organization in this game never felt as satisfying to me as it was in what do you call it? Hearts of Iron 3. I always thought that it was much more entertaining to organize your order of battle inside of that one compared to this, but it's not a big deal. You know, we were getting everyone ready here into different forces. We'll have to start handing out generalships to people. We'll see what happens. Take my money. I really can't thank you enough, man. You know, you guys don't owe me anything, so just tossing me anything for doing this, it's awesome, and I really appreciate it. You should stop them from training. Well, they're not training right this second, but I probably will have them start training, so that this way I can get a little bit of army experience coming from it. And I'll probably even toss in a few extra training divisions with them. And let's see what we can do here. For our remaining forces, let's take our reserves, put them into a different group. Are there any other reserves? It's actually hard to read some of these here. Infantry Brigade. Separate? Okay. And Shrew, have you learned the way of the shift click? Yes, you saw me lay down all the factories earlier. I got you. Don't you worry. Rock of the Marne. Okay. So it doesn't look like we have much in the way of reserves. We have actually only a single reserve unit so far, which is the 4th Marines. So you know what? Not even worth folding them into a separate unit. We're just going to put them all together into one marine organization. Sure, the donations button is not working? Why? What? Wow. Let me make sure on that one there, because I definitely don't want to run into issues with that. Okay, let me put this into the... it's on the Twitch page. Okay, so let me update that quickly. Sorry for the trouble there. I really do apologize. Let me fix this here quickly. Oh, you're right. It's not working, is it? How did that get messed up? Submit. And... Alright, now it should work. Yep, now it works. Yeah, I fixed it on Twitch there. Sorry about that. Really do apologize. Okay, let's see what we got here. Time to go to the Österreich Reich. Oh my god. Rhode Island OP late game. I don't know about OP, but it's not impossible. And yes, I am absolutely part of NATO, which, as you can see, is just goddamn massive. Oh my god. Are you apologizing for keeping me from giving you my money? Absolutely. I know marketing. Lower the barriers. Make it as easy as possible. You know? Because, yeah, you guys don't owe me anything, but trust me, I really do appreciate anything there because it helps me expand what I'm doing here, you know? I've been using some of the cash that people donated towards, for example, getting a new mouse. That's going to be coming in soon. Trying to pick up a new modder. I put in for new headphones because these, as you can see, ended up breaking over here. So, word that they're going to end up giving out, you know. Some of it went into the tabletop game that I was organizing there, and unfortunately the players quit. Luckily it was only like a few bucks I spent on the actual game pieces, and I think it's unfortunate because I think people really did enjoy the mobsters idea there, but oh well, it's not that big a deal. Hey, what's up, Billy? Good to see you. Sure, I just started up Hoi 4 game and used add party popularity Monarchist 100, and the Monarchist party head is simply called the Grand Council. I love that. That is so beautiful. May the Australians kill all the Österreich. Oh my god. Fun fact, Rhode Island is so small, when the tide goes out, it increases its size by 10%. Oh my god, I never knew that. I'll be honest with you, Rhode Island is one of those places that I never even think about it. It just never hits my mind. You're not doing mobsters anymore? I liked the first episode for that. I want to do it. I had a falling out with the guys that were doing it there. I had 3 people lined up, and one of them was a friend of the other 2, and they had an issue because they felt that I hadn't properly notified them. Oh, you know what? We'll do surprise me on this one. But yeah, I had a falling out with the with one of them there. His friend ended up leaving the Discord, and I don't want to get into anything too specific there, but basically it just, they took exception with me changing the scheduling around slightly to move up the EU4 game, and they felt they weren't properly notified about it. So they ended up, blowing up on me there. I went back and forth with one of them. The other guy I haven't heard from, so I don't know how he feels. And he was the one in the video. Oh, wow, thanks, man. Sorry, I'm just reminiscing right now, but thank you. I really do appreciate that, man. But yeah, long story short, so we can move forward here, I had a falling out. I don't know if I can actually get the people together to do the Mobsters game. And despite the fact that I was very good friends with the guys there, I don't know how their stance with me is currently, so sorry. Yeah, it does suck. You should play Roblox. You should play as a Roblox club in Hoi 4 Minecraft mod. Take out the Minecraft country. XDDDD. That is actually kind of funny. I'll go for a pen and paper game. Yeah, it's I have another one I'm trying to put together now. It's Pendragon, which honestly is really cool as well. Will surprise us on this one. And yeah, Pendragon's really cool. I have a guy that's hosting it that is a very capable GM. So, because honestly, it was very rough for me to put together a game there. So I'm really happy someone else is taking up the slack on that one, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's sort of like if CK2 and Dungeons & Dragons got together and, in the course of a one-night stand, left behind Pendragon, as it were, based on Arthurian legend. Is it Mr. 47? Yes. Yes, it is. Although he'll be having an updated microphone, because since I now have the Blue Yeti here, I'm going to ship him out my old Blue Snowball that I use for all my, my older things there. Another fun fact about America is Florida is full of crazy people. Oh, Florida, Texas, California, New York, Michigan, Ohio, Mississippi, all of them have their own brands of crazy there. Those are just the relevant ones that come to mind off the top of my head. You know, there's always something, to be entirely honest with you. We have some reserve units here, it looks like, so let's take those, put them into a different force. There we go. That'll leave us with some guys that we can use here. We have quite the shortage. Truth be known, the equipment that we need for this is absolutely brutal. So we'll have to see how this goes. Who are you calling crazy? Pretty much everybody. No worries. Because industry is Wincest after all. Don't forget Washington State has some strange crazies. I don't know, I've only met one person. I've been to Washington State just to see Mount St. Helens. When I was very young, we took a helicopter ride, courtesy of an uncle that I have out in Oregon there. And we got to see the crater. It was so cool. But the only person that I've met from Washington State is a very low-key, very simple, very nice guy. You know, he's very intelligent, but he's very soft-spoken and has, like, the deepest monotone that I've ever heard in my life. So, he is, like, painfully average to the point of being interesting, if that makes sense. And what do we have here? Kentucky is in the running for most crazy. They have their own brand of crazy, I'd say. Every state does, you know? Like, even in New York, I don't live in the city personally, so I see multiple different kinds of crazy just in the state of New York alone, based on the region. You know, northern New York up by the lakes there, it's all basically summer alcoholics and a major drug epidemic. Down south, it's, you know, crippling poverty. And then you go into the city, and it's its own bag of crazy like you've seen in the movies there. Well, if we're going to be communist, we may as well go for regulation. Break up the banks. New Mexico, that is a thing. Sure, a one-night stand doesn't sound possible. Not sure, are you talking about the idea of freaking Dungeons & Dragons and Crusader Kings 2 having a one-night stand? I don't know. What about the bicycle? Lost me on that one there, pal. But alright, let's get rolling here. We need to figure out what we're going to do. Looks like, actually, the Islamic State is completely taken care of at this point. As a matter of fact, it just doesn't seem to exist anymore. Yeah, northern Iraq is now part of Syria. I guess they won the Civil War over there, quite frankly. So, you know, good times on that one. Greenville, Ohio, when that one Predator on To Catch a Predator described doing 13 as the... That is a frightening brand of crazy. I will agree with you on that one. I don't think that's necessarily unique to Ohio. I don't think there's actually a correlation there, but that was certainly a unique form. Mexican parties is mostly all beer with some tequila. Yeah, that's fair, but most parties these days are mostly beer with some sort of stronger liquor at some point in time there. You know, certain areas it's whiskey or, you know, something of that nature. Can we vote for the next country you attack? Quite possibly, actually. I'll definitely take recommendations if you have them. Right now, I think the focus is trying to flip to the Communist Party, which, let's actually see here. Where are we looking on that one? Communist Party of the United States. It is growing in popularity. Will it eclipse everything else? Not anytime soon. It's gonna take a little while. You have a box stuck on your arm. That is very unfortunate. We're gonna speed up time here. Local separatists gain support. One of our provinces. Oh boy. Not really liking the idea of losing more base unity at this point. But you know what? We'll take care of them. You wouldn't know any American crazies as you're British. That's fair. By the way, hello Jordan. Good to see you. Question all Americans, what happened with the oil problem over the old American tribes' land? Is it resolved? Because I read that Trump was a major shareholder in the oil company. You are correct, actually. And basically what happened is ultimately they did get the rights to move the pipeline through the American Indian Territory there. And yeah, it's a project that's underway as far as I last heard. We're going to continue going down this line here. We'll pause that for a second as I take care of this, because I want to move up our general production goals here. Here in Cleveland, the opioid epidemic is so bad that Lake Erie is becoming filled with hepatitis A through Z infected needles. Yeah, that is frightening, to be entirely honest with you. I sympathize on that one. It's rough. Yeah, we have an opioid epidemic not only there, but in a lot of other places. Heroin is huge in certain areas of New York, and I'm worried about what the long-term effects of that are going to end up being. Please help. What with Nightgram? What's wrong? Sioux Nation actually have a really interesting history. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They have some really fascinating elements to how things have gone for them. The Apache are another interesting group there, because they've had conflict with both the Mexican and American governments there. And they've really gotten shortchanged at a couple different points in time. Alright, let's actually grab our entire navy here. We're going to reorganize them into a new navy that I can actually more reliably function with here, quite frankly. That's my plan. Don't do school, stay in drugs. That mutterer on the street corner. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, election of 2016. We either have Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders. I'll be goddamned. Alright, so who do you guys think should win this election here? Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders? Which, by the way, if Donald Trump wins, apparently we are an enemy of China and a friend of Russia. Oh boy, is that loaded. Sure, my iPod has 2% left and it's going down fast. I'll be back in about 20 minutes, and yeah, the Apache are also quite cool. No worries, man. I'm glad you're able to stop by, and I'll see you when you get back. Thank you again. Alright, we got a vote for Trump. Anyone else want to chime in on this one? I have a box stuck on my arm. What do you think I need help with? Oh, Jesus. Do you want me to call someone for you there, man? If you toss me a number in Discord, I can, like, call someone up for you, but I don't know, like, if you're typing to me, I don't know, like, what to do with you here. Sanders, Bernie, prevent the Sioux oil crisis. We got Sanders, Bernie, Trump. If we're going communist, then we might as well go with Sanders. You know what? That is a pretty convincing argument to me, and you know what? I do feel like Bernie got shortchanged on the election there. Except, Bernie will seize the bread so prematurely, so Bernie. I have two for a reason. Do Trump and destroy the Middle East and then North Korea. Alright, you know what? I'm seeing a lot of arguments for Trump here. There was a lot of Bernie. But I also think that this actually makes sense. The only way that you're going to get an actual communist into office is if you go on a rampage first. That's what we're going to do. 2 arms, that is. That's fair. I've got another vote for Bernie. I don't know, but I don't know that he would raise the socialists, though. That's not going to get us closer to actual communism. You know what? The military rampage through the Middle East with Trump, that I think is going to end up getting us closer to an actual communist revolution here. So let's go for it. We're going to do this. Oh boy. Not my president. I'll tell you that right now. And let's see what we can do here. So, man, have you heard of that new drug which basically turns people into zombies? I watched someone who's an American cop and he showed a video of someone on it and who ate half a homeless man's face. That is insane. I think I know what the one you're talking about, but that was from several years back. I think that scared off quite a few people from it, quite honestly, there. At least I'm hoping so. That's just me. Military High Command. Let's see what we can do here. Actually, no, we need to build up our economy to a different system here. Alright, we have a major conservative rally. Bath salts, yep. Yep, that's the one. Maybe one day Comrade Cobbing, Corbyn, and Sanders could become good friends. Socialism becomes communism. Not necessarily, not in every system. That's why you have democratic socialism, for example. And besides, there are different takes on socialism and communism there. Like violent revolutionary socialism and communism, for example. Alright, let's increase their influence and continue from there. Alright, now... Huh. We got a couple different options. Oh, you got the box off? Nice, glad to hear, man. Waka Flocka. Oh my god. We could start reviving the Rust Belt. We got a couple of options here. Let's actually pause for a second. Ooh, yes. Increasing our reducing production costs would be an excellent element here, because we're going to have some major wars we're going to be getting into, and I want to make sure we're prepared for that. Let's continue going down this line. Does this mod go forever into the future? I don't actually know, to be perfectly honest with you. It's not impossible. Alright, moving on. Okay, 1%, see you later. People love Revolution. Take care, Drunk. I'll see you when you get back, man. We're actually doing pretty good. We got 20 viewers here, so thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate that. And let's see what else we can do here. We're getting a lot closer with our military production here, so that's good. Socialism should become communism. I don't think it works like that in this, though. Purple drank and get a seashell like Lil Wayne. Yeah, the fact that they made cough syrup into a drug there is fairly, like an actual abusable drug for themselves. It's pretty impressive. We're gonna want Mattis taking over the armed forces. And since he's our National Guard, we'll put Colin Powell in charge there. And meanwhile, let's get this going. For modern machine tools, let's upgrade that further. Never mind, we're caught up on that one, I suppose. Let's go for that. And we'll pick up some more rubber. Fallout 1 is free on Steam for anyone that might care. I definitely care. I'm going to check that one out. I've always wanted to try it. The original ones are actually really interesting. They're kind of like Divinity Original Sin, but with a different, graphical take on them. So, definitely piques my interest. Oh, we could decrease our production costs even further. Let's do that. We'll be able to hit our production goals even easier. How far off are we? We're actually getting a lot closer, so that's good. It's 250 here in Denmark. Oh, well, I appreciate you tuning in here, man. That's actually really impressive. Prince Willem, what on earth is Waka Flocka? He is a rapper that really I've never heard anyone mention in years, quite honestly. I'm actually impressed that someone remembers who that is, to be entirely honest with you. So guys, I have this plan. Let's mix cough syrup with alcohol or something, because we've been told we can't brag about drugs we never did, like Rick Ross. Let's see what happens. Yeah, in all fairness to the guy, I'm pretty sure he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's not doing it for the rap, you know, credibility. He's just doing it because it's Lil Wayne and he enjoys doing drugs, quite frankly. That would be my take on that situation. I highly doubt that it has anything to do with credibility for himself whatsoever. But that's just my take. In the meanwhile, we're going to start updating our military capacity. Get that going. Wait, was Waka Flocka the one who did the hard into paint? I honestly have no idea. I snorted a Smartie and sneezed a lot, and people make chocolate powder to snort. I love America. That is unique. That is very unique. Oh my god. Alright, let me move this on over to here, by the way. No reason for that to be off to the side. That's better. A little bit. There we go. Joking, don't kill, I just googled. Oh my god. And let's see what we can do here. For our special forces, let's put that under the command of Shinseki. That seems like a good option for us. Training can be handled by someone that increases reinforcement rate. That sounds good to me. The Marines, we'll put them under the command of... Ooh, planning speed. That could be actually really useful if that actually increases the time before we can actually go forward and attack. Yeah, let's put him under Wilson then in that case. He's got both. And then finally our reservists. Although listening to Lil Wayne, you can tell he does way too many drugs. Yeah, I remember that line from the song there. I couldn't believe that he said something that stupid. I snorted Red Fun Dip freshman year on the bus. Here's a tip, don't. I had a friend of mine at one time. He smoked red pepper. He was so stupid. He actually dived in and tried this, and I was like, you can't. You seriously did. And he was hurting. You know, he never did it again after that, but I couldn't believe he actually tried that shit in the first place. Let's put McKean. He seems like a good option. Even in America, propaganda can become present. By the way, I'm here, mate. Hey, what's up, Dominic? Good to see you. We're all talking about drugs. Jesus. Yeah, everyone's pretty much got something they can contribute to the conversation. Oh my god. Nah, the worst Wayne line was, and the F is for phenomenal. Yeah, he claims to be the greatest rapper alive, but that he's got some pretty major duds there. I will cop to that one. I was never really a fan of him, to be entirely honest. Also, we're up to 25. Thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate that. You're awesome. And we got a lot of... Oh, I didn't want to do that. We got a lot of guys, or planes here. We gotta reorganize. We got a lot of carriers and fighters on them, quite frankly. The monotony is mind-numbing. This is where a nicer UI interface could really help. yeah, there's no better way for me to select all these guys here. I don't want the ones on the aircraft carriers too, because I'd rather just leave them alone than trying to rebuild everything from scratch, quite frankly. You haven't done a drug if you've never smoked a Smartie or sniffed that shit. Oh my god. Well, I can safely say I've done neither. Honestly, the worst thing I've ever done is alcohol. I was never really that interested in too much there. There we go. Sorry, my game crashed last night for EU4 game. No worries, man. Yeah, I'm glad you could stop by today. And we'll be continuing next week if you want to join in, so no worries at all. Richard True, accept me. Too innocent. Nah, I know what you mean there. No worries at all. There we go. I'm going now. Appreciate the stream and enjoy the playthrough. Hey, thanks, Jordan. I appreciate you stopping by, man. You have a good one. We got a couple things we gotta set up now. Let's get that going. No, we don't really need any of that. Barely can justify it, but we'll go for it. My close friend snorted a mixture of dirt. Oh my god. Alright, so that's enough of that conversation. Jesus Christ. Best rap lyric. Scraw pop pop caca skibbity pop pop. And the oh my god, I can't even. That's what the hell is that even from? I'm legitimately curious. Dominic, I think all our games crashed. At least mine did. Yeah, you're probably right on that one. And let's see here. Where do I want to start putting more factories? What are we behind in production on? Tanks, light mechanized, Gen 1 mechanized. Seems like Gen 1 mechanized is the furthest behind, so it's going to get the most attention right now. Until we can hopefully bring everything back into line. Major communist rally! See, I told you, you need Trump in charge here in order to really move it along. Communist influence will increase. I think we want the influence more so than the actual popularity. Am I right on that one, guys? The man who ended up in hospital for snorting that concoction wins the Darwin Award for this year. Yeah, I agreed on that one. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Can Bohemia form Prussia? I don't think they can. They can. I don't think they can either, actually, now that I think about it. I mean, it's probably a matter of culture shifting at that point. When I was 14, I found out Listerine and cough syrup had alcohol in it, so I drank that shit. Yeah, that, I would believe it. You know, it's pretty rough stuff there, man. And we're gonna try seeing whether or not that actually helps. The Swiss Protection League. In a political union that is very close to a military faction, but of course officially not a military faction, the Swiss Defensive Ministry has gotten parliamentary support for the creation of a Swiss Protection League, which has, as is custom in Switzerland, 4 different official names in various languages of the country. This seems to be the next big step in further armed neutrality of Switzerland. Right. Alright, major conservative rally. Okay then. Sent a link to that in Discord. Oh, thanks. I'll definitely check it out then. And let me start setting up the planes here. I don't know why this is a little bit off. It shouldn't be, but it is, I guess. We're going to put these into groups of 200, but I'm not going to do them all at once here. I'm just setting that up for myself initially. Instead, what we need are body armor. There we go. We're going to need more research slots as well. I know that's going to be higher on my list as I go along. We'll reallocate our air forces as needed down the line. But to this day, my breath still is... Oh my god, you're funny, man. Alright, and one more... just to top it off here, since we can. We're producing more anyway, so it's all good. And okay, that's closing the gap a little bit. Let's toss another rank onto the Gen 1 Light Mechanized and take it from there. And we'll wait for the rest of these guys to get ready as well. As a matter of fact, let's toss some more onto here. We actually have 73% of what we need. It's just the Mechanized and Light Mechanized that's really killing us. Probably ought to see about switching to one or the other, but hey, we got the industry. We may as well try it, I suppose. What else? Let's pause that for a second. Not really sure what it is I want to go down here. Amphibious invasion speed is very nice. That is certain there. Can we vote for the next country that I attack? Like I said, if you want to put recommendations in there, I'll absolutely take them. You know, I'm more than open to recommendations right now. Hey, what's up, Ethan? Good to see you. This steak I'm eating right now is amazing. I believe it. I actually had, what was it? Sausage and potatoes the other day there. Fried sausage and potatoes, which was amazing. I loved it. Alright, we're gonna go for that. That'll help us out. Welcome back, Night Graham. It's true. Why are you researching guns? You need to research the ways of competence. Oh, man. In all fairness, we haven't died yet, so I feel like I'm already further ahead than usual. There are 2,000 airplanes here. Let's see here. That's probably going to be the Gen 3 bombers we put there. We'll have to see. Yeah, we're not going to go for those. So instead, let's go for... Encryption, decryption, those are going to be pretty big. But for now, let's work on our artillery. That's going to be big, isn't it? Well, let me actually see where most of my soft attack is coming from with these divisions right now. It looks like a lot of arty. Yeah, ignore the circle on there, because that's not actually what I'm hovering over. It's just weird like that. So the arty is giving us a lot of soft attack. The tanks are giving us a little bit, but not as much cumulatively as the arty. Yeah, so you know what? We're gonna upgrade our artillery. That should help. There we go. Invade Ulm. Liechtenstein, take back the Panama Canal. I can't believe they don't have Scotch eggs in America, and attack Mexico. Oh my god, why is it taking America so long to turn communist? It is almost like they spent an entire century reverting communist influence. Nah, never. Liechtenstein is a big one right now. Mongolia, take over the entire Americas and attack Taiwan. What happened to the Dem Germany? Well, let me go take a look there and see if I can answer your question. Seems like it still exists. I can't believe how good Shrew is at this game. The fact that his Infantry Division 2 has no infantry, and it is just so brilliantly. It's base. I'm not, I'm not building up on it in all fairness, so no worries. I like the series. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, I think we're off to a good start here so far. We haven't died. We have allies the world over. It's looking mildly promising so far. We can boost popularity for only conservative until we flip, which will be soon. And I don't want to expend the political power to do so yet, because we have a lot of things that are really holding us back. Including both the Second Amendment and Congressional Authority. Oh, Jesus. I'll have to get rid of that at some point in time. Worldwide revolution, spread influence of communism to all major powers. That is the plan. That is very much the plan as of right now. We're gonna spread communism everywhere. Basically, it was gonna be whatever ideology it is. We're gonna make the entire world follow it, quite frankly. But communism just happened to be the one that won the vote there, so that's what we're going for. After we get that, let's build up our Gen 1 mechanized. The main battle tanks we're producing almost comparably to this, so that'll work out. And I'm taking the focuses right now to get extra civilian factories because I'm not building anymore right this second. So we're going to slowly lose our efficiency in building factories if I don't keep up on that to some degree or another. No, sure, I mean, the Democratic Germany series, what happened to it? But I do like this series. Well, I appreciate that you like this series too. What happened to the Democratic Germany one mainly came down to the fact that as much as I was enjoying it as well, we had less than an entire session left, and I couldn't see a way for us to beat Russia. And looking at the situation, I was like, you know what? Let's try starting something fresh. I want to do Millenium Dawn anyway, but I wanted to put it out to a vote just to see what everyone else liked. And when Millenium Dawn basically won, it was tied with Kaiserreich, but I broke the tie with my vote. I was pretty happy that I got to move to the mod here, because I've been looking into doing this anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I enjoy the single player streams with you guys in general, because it gives me a big chance to talk with you guys one-on-one. As Donald Trumpica build the wall of forts. I mean, I could do that, it's just I don't know it's going to do much. Invade the Merkel Reich. She's part of the thing here, though. America gave it back to Panama. Why the hell did America do that? Because we had a lease on it and it was up after a certain point. Has anyone encountered this bug before? I'm having a problem where if you click execute orders, the AI doesn't move my units from the front line. I'd try saving and restarting it. That would be my first guess there. Trump communism, I guess. Well, he's probably not going to be in charge once we do go communist, in all fairness. To be entirely fair there. Up the whole world making it seem like nothing has happened. Oh my god. It is nice to do, but kind of stupid for the economics. I'm assuming you're meaning the lease there. They didn't have a choice, per se, without using military force to back it up, which really is not a good idea. But, yeah, they had a lease on the actual territory, and it reverted back to the host government after a time. King Louis was executed by one vote. You should take on Europe. Well, Europe is kind of part of NATO. I'd have to disband the faction, which is not totally impossible, but not totally smart on my part either. Not when I have a rampage that I'm going to have to go on soon enough. Creating jobs on the West Coast. There we go. Our companies will do what is necessary. Yeah, we'll take the decrease. That's not that big a deal. We'll also improve our anti-tank capabilities, just for good fun. And we will... Oh, factory output. That actually is very nice. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Execute Order 66. You know it. Annex Canada, make Mexico pay for the war. Oh my god. Shrew, we require stabbery. I actually agree with you on that one. And sure thing, Ethan. Good seeing you there, man. Alright, so to start off with, we're gonna talk about military intervention somewhere in the Middle East. The question is where? Where is there gonna be an intervention in the Middle East? We could get a production license off a few guys here if we want to, but I don't really think it's that necessary. Iran, we need to topple Iran, don't we? That's been a long-standing issue. They share a border with a NATO ally. So far, world tension is fairly down as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Alright, let's finish out this group here. Get the resources that they need. Shrew, every time you say that there are a lot of viewers, you go down -4 viewers. I haven't said any in a while there, but yeah, you're probably right on that one. It's just, you know, I appreciate it, and I want to be like, hey, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm probably doing something wrong on that one. Finish what you started in Syria, mate. Yeah, that's an option. They did conquer northern Iraq. I'm just not sure how well that'll play in the long term. Because we also have North Korea up here as well. But we should go for a lighter war for our first war, shouldn't we? Alright, you know what? Here's a different way of looking at this situation. Let's upgrade our anti-tank. We don't really need to worry about this. What we need is better tanks. That'll be good. And for our focus, let's I don't know about that actually. Only adds one singular factory. Oh my god. What America involving itself in the Middle East affairs? That hasn't ever happened before. Oh my god. You're not wrong on that one. Strengthen the Federal Reserve. Not really big on that. Starting level of new army leaders +1, military army experience gain, and planning speed. Okay. You know what? This ain't gonna cancel out anything, so let's get it while we can. What's the worst that could happen? Oh my god. Lockheed Martin is organizing rapturously from all this military spending. Oh, you have no idea. Raytheon, they're killing it right now, I'll tell you that. With the amount of money we're putting into the military-industrial complex. In real life, why is it more effective to use anti-tank against a tank than tank on tank? It's technically not. It's actually more effective to use a tank because we have the most modern tanks in production, quite honestly. But the main thing about anti-tank is, and actually better than all of that, is air power, because they can drop higher capacity bombs. The main thing with anti-tank is positioning and ease of use. Any guy, in essence, any team of infantry can use anti-tank weapons, and they can position themselves in a blind spot on a tank and score a good hit. Tanks, it's a little bit more difficult to really sneak up on a tank. And it is more cost effective, that is true as well. It's a lot cheaper. But we're going to... what was I saying before? We're going to start off by looking at the resources map mode. Let's see what it is we're using a lot of. We are importing a metric ton of rubber. And I need to know where be the rubber. Pretty sure the majority of it's over in Asia, but there is some here in Africa. A lot of oil, not so much rubber. There's probably going to be some down here in the Americas as well. That's not really helping us. What about over here? I know I'm going to find it. There's the rubber. Malaysia. We could go for Malaysia. Or we could go for Vietnam, which I think is the infinitely better option. So how about that? Second Vietnam War. Oh boy. It's going to cost us a ton, but we could do it. Wasn't the Louisiana Purchase a lease for 100 years? No, it was a full purchase, if I recall correctly. Alright. We're going to need 30 more political power, so we're going to wait on that. And when we have it, we're going to go conquer Vietnam. Get the rubber that we need. Fight the Vietnam War all over again. This time we'll win, god damn it. You've fallen for one of the classic blunders. Yeah, ironically enough, my father actually fought in the Vietnam War. First air cav. Never start a land war in Asia. Oh, I love it. Now, well, luckily enough, we'll bomb it first. So, by the time that our strategic bombers are done, they'll blot out the sky with leaflet bombs. And we should be able to take them down that way. We have lost all of them. Oh my god. Hey, we got red dot sights. We're improving. The Kong will fight in the shade. Oh my god, you're not wrong. Or better yet, the Kong will fight in the canopy. Do we want the defense? I think we kind of do, but I'm going to hold off on that for just a moment. Because as of right now, our light mechanized could stand to be upgraded as well. We'll get some Humvees out into production. No shade sounds better? Oh, that's my bad. Never go up against a Sicilian when death is on the line. Oh my god. Alright, let's see what we can produce further here. We need tanks. That's the last thing we have a major deficit of. So let's get that into production. Keep on top of that one. Don't do it, true. Ming has guaranteed the independence of Vietnam. Oh my god. Expanded National Guard, recruitable population increase, weekly national unity, border protection reform. That's honestly an interesting one there. The African Alliance, attempting to reduce Western and Chinese influence on the African continent. Leading African politicians are currently meeting in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to negotiate the possibility of reforming most of the African Union into an African military alliance. Oh boy, that would be bad. That would be really bad. I almost want to move to intervene inside of there first. Where else? I'll pause this for a second here. Yeah, Africa is going to go ham in a second here. I know it. And by Sicilian, I mean 1 E4 C5. I'm sure your viewers are quite the chess experts. I actually used to play, and I'll admit I'm rusty, so I don't remember what the shorthand is. But I used to play chess competitively for 2 years, back in high school. So that was the thing. Does Vietnam have any oil? Said every U.S. politician ever. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Oh, we can invite a whole bunch of people if we go down this line here. Just piss off everyone and attack Russia. Or is there a line to attack China? Destroy South American socialists. That's a line. Huzzah for old Nosy. Oh my god. The African Alliance is a failure. In game that is, most of them leave after. Well, that's good to know. I appreciate the heads up on that. Last thing I need is for them all to decide to come up against me here. That could actually be a bit of a problem. We're going to end up going down this line here. Or war on India. Ooh, but we can't go down this line, so we have only one route available to us. We'll invite Japan into NATO and take it from there. There we go. Upgraded tanks, all the better. Let's get these further upgraded as well. And for you, what do we need? Mechanized, because we use both. Let's do it. Wait, that wasn't meant to be typed twice. Ah, no worries. It's all good. Now it's, does Antifa have any oil? Only in their cars. Oh my god. Let's see here. Oh, we're only missing the main battle tanks. We're getting there. And we have these infantry brigades down here. How are they looking? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. How are the armor divisions? So it's a fair amount of hardness no matter what you do. But I kind of like these a little bit better, to be perfectly honest here. They have a combat width of 42, so with an actual reduction on the combat width, they're pretty good. So yeah, we'll probably stick with these as our mainline units here. Infantry Division B. How long to the war with Canada? We're actually contemplating war with Vietnam right now, because we need their natural resources. And what do we have? If you invite Japan on 48-second, NATO will become Animato. Oh my god. Who would win, one strong Vietnam country or a strange metal egg? I don't know. Probably the egg, if the 1960s are any indication, quite frankly. Alright, let's go for the recovery rate so we can eventually get the artillery, line artillery bonus itself. Because that'll give us a lot of bonuses from it. Compared to the support companies, at the very least, it's a much better bonus. And we'll go for the highest tier artillery. Get those into production. Antifa. We may be called anti-fascist, but we the exact opposite of what our name actually says. Well, this is becoming political pretty quickly, but I guess that goes with the territory here. It happens. Infantry division has Katyushas. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Well, technically MLRS for the U.S. military, but yeah, Katyushas. In other words, nukes. Yes, I do plan on making nukes. I really need the factories right now, because as powerful as nukes are, if I don't have the actual production capacity to reinforce my army, I'm so screwed. So screwed. GG no re. Yeah, that makes sense. Trade deals with Taiwan. What do we... I can't do that, though, and have the trade deals with China. Oh, those sons of bitches, they cut me off. I can't take it back now, either. Ah, they suck. They suck so much. I can't invite them now anymore. Why? Literally why? Alright, then fine. I'm going to go down the NATO expansion. We're going to expand in Europe. Steel 14, let's get it. Make way for the Queen's Guards. Who needs politics when you have nukes? Yeah, it does kind of make the whole thing kind of redundant when you have one guy holding the nuclear arsenal, doesn't it? And let's see what we could do here. Mechanized, we'll go for the Bradley. Because, you know, of course. And what is it? The Abrams. We'll update that further. Let's update our light mechanized. And for here, we're going to go for... Okay, so popularity communism is increasing the drift. That's good. And I can't really get rid of these here, unfortunately, but we should be able to eclipse them at some point in time. Why has no nation ever tried to distribute adult films to the enemy soldiers to keep them distracted when battle hits? Oh my god. There's only one China. As a certain ISP once told me, I'm a better Hoif player than Richard Shrew. He's not wrong. That dude could probably drive a truck all the way from Beijing to Moscow, capitulate half the planet in the process there, so I know my betters. What do we have here? Get off the fence. Oh my god. Let's see, we're gonna pick up... Division attrition's been a problem for me before, but it shouldn't be this time. Artillery attack would be very powerful, though. Let's stack that on up. And in the meanwhile, we'll pick up some better artillery here as well. Get the necessary things for that. Continue on from there. And finish off with a nice artillery upgrade. There will be war or very, very soured relations with China if anyone does anything with Taiwan. That's why most of the world recognizes China. Oh, I agree. It's based on real life. It's just I wish that I had the ability to revoke that and potentially provoke Taiwan by, or provoke China, I should say, with the arrangements with Taiwan itself. But, oh well. ISP has been driving the diners, drive-ins, and dives trucks. That's why he wins with it. Yeah, you're not wrong. You love Chinese Taipei. Please help I'm being held in Hong Kong. Oh my god. Welcome back, Drunk. Good to see you. Taiwan is more or less an open secret. They are not officially recognized, but there's an awful lot of underhanded diplomacy, though. Oh yeah, and they have major issues with China mainland itself politically right now. Like, I know that they have a couple guys have been charging from China, Taiwan there in the mainland. They've been charging them with different crimes of sedition. It's been a major issue for them in essence. Conspiracies. That guy looks familiar. I wonder who he is. I can't place it offhand. The conspiracy theories have been an issue. Stability decrease, but political power increase. Let's nab that while we can. Hey, our actual political power is going up. That's pretty good. In that case, oh wait, no, it's because I haven't picked a focus yet. Never mind. Ah, damn it. Gotta go all the way down towards attacking the Russians, aren't we? That's what it's looking like. Alright, let's see about getting the extra factories. And take it from there. Okay, we actually have pretty much completed our production goals here. It'll only be a couple more days, I'm sure, before all the main battle tanks are finished. They only have one more factory before they're maxed out as well, so that's good. That's actually pretty good. Why does it show Denmark controlling Greenland? I'm actually not sure. I don't remember politically who handles Greenland right now, as a matter of fact. I'd have to look it up. So I'm sure there's some kind of special circumstance with the area over there right now. Oh, we could actually go further down towards the M2A3 Bradley. Or we could develop a better multi-role fighter. Let's do that. Because the big thing right now is we want to try and get ahead insofar as military technology goes. True, you're repeating Trump. Attacking Russia is not an option. Well, we're not technically going to attack them. You know, we have the ability to go down this tree here, invite a whole bunch of people into NATO. Expanding NATO seems in line because, you know, NATO's, you know, the massive military alliance there. He's going to want to have everyone basically take up their positions insofar as... I lost my train of thought there. He'd probably want to expand NATO just on the facet that it would mean a larger military presence and military capability for the United States itself. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. We actually have manufactured a ton of rifles here, so that's pretty good. We're going to want to max out our artillery next because that's going to be a huge portion of our forces. Everything else is just so that we can make the divisions before now. The relationship between Denmark and Greenland is full of hysterics. Technically, Greenland governs themselves, but also technically they're owned by Denmark and sometimes represents them in European affairs. It's complicated and, as of now, doesn't have a right answer to whom claims Greenland. That's fair. So like so many other things, basically having Denmark own Greenland is basically them taking a quote-unquote stand on the issue, just insofar as doing either way would end up misrepresenting it in some capacity based on the mechanics available in Hoi 4. Probably. If I had to guess. Alright, next in line here, we could either invite Serbia or Kosovo. Let's see who's better. Kosovo over here. They have 2. Serbia, no, that's Bosnia Herzegovina. Serbia has 4 to 6. By default, Serbia wins. Let's bring them on in and see what we can do with there. And We're still trading with Vietnam. God damn. It's not right, I tell you. Simply isn't right. Justifying a war goal on them. We still need more political power. Are there any wars being fought right now? No. There's been a terror campaign in the Middle East from the Islamic State, and Russia annexed Crimea. That sounds about right. How much did the USA pay Alaska for from Russia? Honestly, not as much as we made. We made out pretty well on the purchase because of all the natural resources they found up there. And honestly, Alaska itself is huge. No map has ever actually effectively represented the size of Alaska, but it is massive, even in comparison to the United States itself. We stopped talking about drugs after I mentioned Darwin Awards, friend. Yeah, you're not wrong. What else do we have here? How the hell is Greenland allowed in European politics? They're closer to America and Canada than they are to Europe. Well, I mean, if they're affiliated with Denmark itself, then it kind of makes sense in that respect. And it, like most clubs, is about, you know, who you know there. The Turks are looking to get involved in the European Union for some time, if I recall, so the idea of Greenland being associated, that's not really that big of a surprise to me, per se. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We're going to actually have you all form up there. Let's get the Cougars in production. And get the Gen 2 Bradley, or Gen 3 going here as well. We all know Seward's Folly. I was trying to remember who the name of the guy was, but yes, that was Seward there that tried to pick up the territory in the first place. Everyone felt that there was nothing there, but instead, all the minerals that we could ever ask for to pay off the purchase, in essence. Alright, next element of the equation here. Hey, Serbia joins NATO. Not bad. We're going to have nuclear facilities building pretty much everywhere. Also, my headset just died. I sincerely apologize. So, let me set up my focus here. Invite Moldavia. Just quickly plug this thing in. It's a royal pain in the ass, I'll tell you that right now. Because, unfortunately, for one reason or another, it needs to charge for like a couple of seconds in order for me to actually turn it back on, so sorry about that. But, in any case, let's see what we have here. Yeah, sure, Greenland is pretty much exactly the same as Gibraltar for Denmark. They govern themselves and sometimes represent themselves, just like Gibraltar with Brexit. That's fair. I can see where you're coming from on that one. And I actually appreciate that I didn't know too much about them. I like how it shows Shermans for tanks still. Some of them, yes. It has different models, it seems, for the different types there. Let me see if I can actually turn this on now. Yeah, it's got, it has different artwork depending on what you're doing. And I can hear again. There we go. Okay. We cannot allow Kebab into European Union. We spent too long trying to stop them. Yeah, that sounds about right. Honestly, I didn't have an issue with Turkey joining the European Union until Erdogan really became a major figure. Like, his dictatorial authority is a major concern, and honestly, I would not... He's already a NATO member there. I would not necessarily want to see him become a major economic player in the area by joining the Euro and becoming a part of the European Union. That would just become a far more destabilizing force over time. That's my personal opinion on that one. Okay, that's where we have the Navy. We're going to have to reorganize that while we have the chance here. Don't think I forgot about you guys there. So we're going to combine them all into one fleet, just to see what we have available, and then subdivide from there. This is a good question, my friend. Let's get Germany and Poland to debate this. Which particular question here? Let me see. Will you allow shish kebab? Oh boy. Poor Greenland, they probably have really high taxes because of Denmark. Not impossible, but I don't know for certain. Let's see here. Madagascar is giant, but as things further south are usually smaller on maps, it doesn't look all that big. That's why South America looks tiny and Greenland looks like the size of the entire of Europe. That's a fair point, actually. Europe is so small, the island of Sumatra in Indonesia is bigger than the British Isles. I never knew that. That's actually impressive. Of course, you didn't care about Turkey joining the EU. You're American. It's not that I didn't care about it. It's that I'm not in favor of it. Believe it or not, the politics of European commerce there do affect me as an American because I also have my own private interests there in terms of being an entrepreneur. And because I tend to be involved in so many different things, I try to keep an eye on international commercial elements there. So the idea of, for example, Turkey bringing them on board is something... Someone text me here? Huh. No, I got low battery. Nothing major. But anyway, I try to be generally informed is really the big idea here. And I love politics anyway in most circumstances. In the same way I enjoy history. And there we go. British Isles are pretty small, yet they had the biggest empire ever. One of the biggest. Personally, it's all about how you measure it, if it makes sense. Like, my favorite largest empire in history is the Mongol Empire under Genghis Khan and his descendants at its height, because it had the largest empire in terms of territorial landmass. Literally going from, like, China to Persia to all of Russia in many circumstances. But it's also a matter of what you count as territorial control, because many areas of Russia were not necessarily under their direct control, and other areas they didn't necessarily have, except on paper. You know, they had Siberia, but was anyone really living in many areas of that? Not really. Did they care about the fact that the Mongols were in charge? Not really either. So, it's all about what counts. Europe tiny equal lot country equal much wow. Turkey is a Middle Eastern country, but definitely the most Western. Yeah. Oh my god, he makes soap. Richard True, Let's Player, and Soap Tycoon to be. Yeah, I'm going back and forth on the soap thing there, but that's not the only thing I'm necessarily tied up in. I have a couple other things that I've worked with, and yes, soap has been one of them. But I also have a working relationship with a brewery that a couple friends of mine own. I've worked in politics formerly, and I have a couple of connections from there. None of it really is making me money right now. It's mostly for, I guess you'd call it entertainment purposes until something else happens. Let's invite Ukraine. That can't possibly go wrong. But yeah, for the most part, it's nothing I'm doing right now is going to make me rich. It happens, you know. Though I will say, if I could make a stable living off of my YouTube videos here, because I don't just do Let's Plays either. I do reviews, I do other videos. I've made meme videos a couple times there just for fun, you know, usually attaching them to a Let's Play I'm doing. And yeah, Let's Plays are a huge portion of what I'm doing there as well. But I'm looking to expand to other areas too. I'm making a top 10 list right now, and gonna do that on different things. I do gaming editorials on certain topics when something really pissed me off and I have the time to talk about it. So I try a little bit of everything just to see what I could do. Oh god, IPA. Could you be any whiter? What do you mean by IPA? The Indian Pale Ales? That's not all they brew there. You know, a bunch of different beers, but not just IPAs in particular. You should play EU4 Extended Timeline mod. Actually, I would love to try that with Victoria 2. I don't know how well it would work with EU4, but I could definitely try it at some point in time, just for fun. But we'll see. It had the most square kilometers, but Mongol interests me the most. Yeah, that's fair. I can understand where you're coming from. Richard, you should do a better than Napoleon, but for Hoi 4 with the Road to 56 mod. Well, okay, you know what? I'll actually take that into consideration. I really appreciate that. European Union is like HRE version 2. Sort of. I swear, every single stream you bring up being an entrepreneur, every single stream, like we get it, you are smart. I'm sorry, I didn't even know that it was something I brought up often. I thought I was, you know, rather less than forward on that one. Well, I apologize. And I'm not that smart. I mean, look at how many times I've gotten my ass kicked in this game here. You think that someone that would have the IQ that I'd be shooting to market myself at would get his ass reamed so heavily so often? Don't watch Thomas the Tank Engine Explains the Bible. It will scar you for life. That sounds terrible. Okay, you want me to blow stuff up? Oh, here we go. You're doing great, Shrew. If you remember the metaphor Assault Squad 2, I'll give you $13.64. I will take you up on that, sir. If you are actually, if you're willing to do that, I will make sure you get your game. Because honestly, I love that game to begin with. I think it'd be fun to play. And if you're tossing money in the equation, whoo boy, I'm on board. Let's see what we can do here. We got a bunch of divisions ready. We have more that are in training. We're only down 433 or 430 main battle tanks. That's actually not bad. Oh, damn, Mary Jerry. All right, let's move on to something different there. That's frightening to think about, quite frankly. I will have to look it up because I will admit you piqued my curiosity on it, but let's move on to a different topic. This is like, Jesus Christ, who would produce something like that? We'll set these to air superiority. We have even more under production, so no worries. I'm perfectly fine with you bringing up the entrepreneurship. I'm actually really interested in your experience in it. Really? If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Most of it, honestly, you're probably going to find kind of bland, but I appreciate that you find it interesting. I'm actually a pretty boring person in all intents and purposes. Conflict in Europe, we could attack the Russians, or peace in Europe, and we can invite Finland. I think we're going to go down this... No, actually, we need that military power to invade Vietnam. God damn. This is the Confederacy line. Okay, that's my bad. I did not realize that. Let's go for a pause here while I look at things. Let's see here. I could bet you that Stephen Hawking or Albert Einstein couldn't do well at Hoi 4. Intelligence is not necessary. Well, I appreciate the confidence in that one. On a lighter note, let's talk about trucks. I was just saying as a joke, I'm just glad he didn't take it offensively. Oh, no, I don't take offense to pretty much anything here. I had a guy call me, basically, you know, retarded or something like that on a comment there because I didn't figure out something in the Guild 3, and he explained it to me. And I was like, thanks, but I don't know why you had to, like, question my mental health in order to explain this to me. I just appreciated you lining it out for me, but didn't think that was really necessary there, pal. Richard True Shark Tank. Hi, my name is Richard True, Incompetent True, and I'm a great player at Hoi 4. I'm asking for way too many $0 for 20% of my country. Barbara, sold. That'd be the first time she actually bought into anything there, quite frankly. Actually, no, you know what she'd be like? I'm not a fan of World War II or defeating Nazis, therefore I'm out. And let's go for reviving the Rust Belt. If there were an American president who thought a second Vietnam War would be a good idea, it'd be that one. Yeah, well, there is that. There is that. I mean, just from a pure resources standpoint, it allows us to get access to everything that we need. It's colonialism at its finest. Let's be honest here. I want to increase the soft attack. I know it's going to be useful, but I also know that we probably need to go down this line, and it will help us as well.
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's put these guys with the rest of the unit. There's actually a couple more guys here that are ready. And that should be everyone. Okay. Gotta go. Bye, Shrew. Good luck. Alright, take care, Dominic. Good seeing you, man. Really appreciate you stopping by. Richard Shrew, you, sir, would make a great American president. You know what? I actually really appreciate that. I'll be honest with you. When I was a kid, one of my greatest aspirations, my greatest goals in life, was eventually to run and become president there. So let's just say that, you know, if I don't give up on that dream there, then maybe one day I can count on you. I'll be like, what's his name? Philip DeFranco. You know, he's always going on there, be like, you know, if the world doesn't end by 2020, I want your vote. No, I do appreciate that, man. Thank you. Why no war yet? We need war. Yeah, I'm working on it. We need more political power, and it is painfully slow to get that. I could either sit back and lose out on national focuses, or I could go for it now. Or I can go for those and, you know, get the war goal when I can. We're going to get the M4. We may as well upgrade now that we have a decent stockpile of older weapons. I don't even know that we're using the M4 for pretty much anything here. Let me actually see. No, we are not. So what do we need the M4 for? Regular line infantry. And special forces groups as well. Marine divisions. Those could be interesting. Man, my inspiration was to install a dictatorial regime in Australia and take over all of Oceania. Hey, everyone's got to have a goal and a hobby. This is actually pretty good. This is a lot better. I like this a lot more. You know, we're going to make some of those. The Marine Division A's. What are we lacking? Just the same stuff. See what? Let's toss a... Oof. That might be a fair amount. But no, it wasn't actually too bad. So that'll work out. We'll have everything in use at that point. Let's... Military factory construction speed sounds useful. We're going to go for that. And in the meanwhile, I want to run a McDonald's franchise in Dayton, Ohio. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. I had a friend of mine that wanted to buy into a McDonald's franchise in my local area here as well. And you know what? It's good money. It's really good money. Shrew, who did you vote for back during the elections? Assuming you're meeting the latest election cycle. Well, I'll be honest with you. To be completely fair, I did not like Trump. I have no agreement with his politics whatsoever. But I didn't like Hillary either because I was a Bernie Sanders supporter during the primaries, and I feel like the dude got reamed. He got absolutely cheated. And I was pissed about that. So, to be entirely honest with you, my vote went out to Jill Stein, not because I agreed with her on everything, but mostly because of the fact that I feel like Bernie Sanders, first of all, Bernie Sanders got screwed, in my opinion, and in addition to that, I felt like ideologically she was closer to him than anyone else. And to be entirely honest, she even put forward the idea of Bernie Sanders running on the Green Party ticket, you know. She was willing to, you know, move aside in order to bring him on board, which... I gotta say, it was fairly awesome on her part there. But even so, I haven't really been a Green Party supporter, but ideologically, they're closer than the Democratic Party's Hillary Clinton was that particular cycle. I'm personally a registered independent. So, that's me. What else do we have here? You know what I find funny is the difference in timescales of EU4 and HOI4. Yeah, and Victoria 2 is another one along those lines, but Vicky 2 has a much better pacing on it. I feel like I said something other than Vicky 2, and I'm not sure what it was. I kind of blanked out for a second. But yeah, the pacing on Vicky 2 is really well done. It's just different from most of the games there. For the major countries, when you get to the smaller countries and mid-tier ones, it's a little different. And it does kind of break down in that respect. My aspiration as a kid was to make a time machine and start a European empire in the early 1200s, and that was why I had no friends. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. You know what? I didn't have necessarily... I had a lot of friends at different points in time. Like, when I was in elementary school, had a lot of friends. When I was in middle school, didn't really have any friends until, like, 8th grade. Then I got a fair amount of friends because I was homeschooled at the time. And it took a while for me to really come out of being an introvert that I had developed into for numerous reasons there. And then, you know, things got better over time. What else do we have here? Why would anyone screw Bernie? He's too old for the deed to be enjoyable. Oh, man. Yep. Naval range factor. There's a couple of things here that are actually kind of useful. I'm just not sure what to go for. I need to justify on Vietnam. I'm gonna go buy a frickin' advisor when I've been waiting this whole time to declare war on Vietnam to get more of my goddamn resources that I need here. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Alright, only more waiting left, and then we will eventually be able to go to war. Jill Stein makes some spanking tunes too. She got an album out. Yeah, that's true. Wasn't really necessarily a fan of the music, but hey, you know what? I gotta admire someone that puts in the effort to go across, you know, different areas. I liked Bernie even though I'm not an American. I don't mind Trump, I just don't like... I'm assuming those are... It's D-O-N-T, but your N's are disappearing. I'm not sure why. I don't like how he obviously has interest in his personal wealth. Example, employing shareholders to heads of the economy. And Sioux Tribe. I have a lot of issues with Trump, and I could list them off, but we would be here for a while. So, going with just my main issues with him, he has so... And I agree with... I think we'll both agree on this one. When it comes to blatant corruption, he is ridiculous with, you know, not only putting in shareholders and, you know, other... Not just rich buddies, but people he owes money to. It's really bad. It's really bad. It is, in many ways, more of the same politics, just much more obvious. Oh, average stability. Oh, we gotta change that. That's a problem. But yeah, it is basically more of the same in many different areas, except worse and more blatant. So in that respect, I'm hopeful that, you know, next election cycle, it's gonna really take hold in the American population that, oh wow, this is really messed up. We need to do something about this, and we're not going to stand for it anymore. You know, I would be more than happy if that's a result of the Trump presidency, but we'll have to see. Like, didn't Trump put someone who doesn't believe in climate change to the head of the economy or environment or something like that? He's done like stuff like that a couple different times. So he put like the former head of ExxonMobil in charge of Secretary of State, which is basically our foreign minister. You know, it handles diplomacy with other countries there. So that's a problem. And he put former governor of Texas there. Can't remember his name offhand. Which is a bit of a joke if anyone saw him in the debates several years ago. But he put him in charge of the Department of Energy, and yeah, he didn't believe... Or Department of Environment. And he didn't believe in climate change, yeah. Yeah, the don't is meant to be don't, but my N key is very iffy. That's okay. It actually came through with the N this time, so no worries. Don't worry, everyone. I thought I was a total madman when I was younger because I love science. Later, I accidentally spilled 2 milliliters hydrochloric acid on one person who called me mads. Whoa, Jesus. That's brutal. Don't do that. Holy shit. I don't care about the whole racist, sexist thing, but I definitely admire him. He's a businessman who is now the most powerful man in the world. I mean, the racist thing is a bit of an issue as far as I'm concerned. You know, when it comes to how he's handled race relations in America, it's pretty bad, and I'm worried about how that's going to end up panning out. Put someone who's never been to public school in charge of schools. Yeah, that's an issue too. That is definitely an issue. And we just lost the necessity of a lot of different resources, so we got a bunch of factories back. Yay! Hoo-ah! And we're producing a lot less than we were. That's very unfortunate. The only reason I wanted Trump to win is because I was hoping he would help the economy. After all, he's a businessman. The two are not necessarily linked. Like, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Not every businessman, even the successful ones, know why they're successful or have the capacity in order to help the economy. That's a business owner is not an economist. They don't necessarily recognize trends across the industry that they can exploit. Okay, I should put it differently. They can recognize opportunities within the market. They don't necessarily understand why those opportunities occur. You know, it's sort of like being able to see it's sort of like being able to see an opening in someone's line in Hoi 4 when you're playing against the AI. You know, if I'm at war with Canada, and this, for example, this opening opens up here, I can exploit that line. But that doesn't mean that I know why the AI had that gap in his line in the first place, and thus would be able to fix that. That's the difference between a business owner and an economist or someone else that, you know, puts his profession towards studying the economy. And that's why when people vote for business owners because they think they'll fix the economy, their biggest instinct is towards how to exploit. That's their basis. You know, how can we exploit the gaps in the economy in order to make money? And in some respects, that's okay because they do have an innovative drive to them in certain circumstances. And there is a bit of a differentiation between an entrepreneur and a corporation. You know, there can be beneficial effects from both and detrimental effects from both. But, you know, it's a complex topic. We gotta keep guns in schools to protect against those grizzly bears. Oh my god, it was bad. ExxonMobil controls our diplomacy, Seinfeld theme. Oh man, I love that. What else did I miss here? The only reason I wanted Trump to win is... Oh yeah, I've read that one. He deserved it. Besides, I told him how to get off after 30 seconds of him thinking his arm was gonna burn off. Oof. Boy, was I wrong. Can we blow the shit out of Vietnam? We are getting there. I do plan to do that. And what else do we have here? Successful businessmen are successful because they know how to build a company, make money, know how to build an economy, and encourage job growth for other companies. I agree on that one in some respects. It kind of links back to what I was saying there, too. So, yeah. Oh, my God, Deacon, I wouldn't want to make you angry. Yeah, remind me not to get on your bad side. I think he definitely understands opportunity cost. Agreed on that one too, but I don't think that necessarily... He has a negotiating tactic that basically amounts to... I don't want to call it bullying because that's an oversimplification, but you know where I'm coming from on that one. He is a hardline negotiator and thinks that's going to win him every engagement, but he doesn't realize that other people can take a hardline with him in international diplomacy, and that's going to be a major problem. Why did I want... I'm assuming this is what you're saying. Why did I want Bernie Sanders to win? I'm assuming. Mainly because of the fact that, personally, even though I have a background in entrepreneurship, I'm pretty leftist, to be entirely honest with you. I've always gone back and forth on how much of this I should really discuss, but at the risk of, you know, pissing off a few people, yeah, I'm fairly far to the left. I value other people's opinions, so if you disagree with me, by all means, but I always felt that we have a very disproportionate relationship between the rich, the poor, and the mechanisms that govern them in the United States and abroad. Pardon me. So, for example, it bleeds into everything there, and I felt that Bernie Sanders would help to even that playing field. And that's basically the heart of what it comes down to. I feel like Bernie Sanders is going to do a lot more to balance the wealth inequality inside the United States than anyone else will at this point. And that's the heart of it, in essence. If you have further questions, I can delve into them on a policy level, but, you know, I don't want to miss everything else here, too. What Trump needs is a good PR director, kind of late now, though. Yeah, his public relations has been really bad, like, notoriously bad. And to be fair, he doesn't help that either. He's a maverick in his own mind. No one tells him what to do, he tells other people what to do. Which doesn't help when you're dealing with, you know, trying to keep everyone on message. What do you do when your president is like, hey, I'm going to ban all trans people in the military, and doesn't discuss that with his own internal policy people, you know? When he just puts it out on Twitter. It creates massive confusion and panic, and it's not helping literally anyone. Alright, we're gonna get rid of some of these factories, because we need to put nukes into production before that becomes a major issue. Yep, we're gonna go for political power. We need stability. That's a huge thing for us right now. We need more stability. Because we're fairly unstable. We're getting communists in charge here, so that's good. What else do we have? And I wish my economics teacher would have explained businesses / economics using Hoi 4. Oh, man. Well, I mean, there's issues with economics, too. Just saying that having someone that understands economics over a businessman is better leaves out a lot of the context and nuance of the situation. So, as great as it is to have someone that formally understands the field to actually work in that field, the problem is you have an ideological divide between economists and other political opinions in the environment, and it's not necessarily data-driven, in my opinion. And, you know, I'm not an economist, I'm an entrepreneur, a businessman, so take it with as many grains of salt as you like. But the problem that I found is the field of economics inside the United States is dominated by the influence of business. And it makes sense to a degree, but that doesn't legitimize it per se. It fails to take into account a lot of different things that could, and it's a huge issue that I'm not sure if I can delve into all at once here, but I'm hesitant to try. But it is a problem. Let me see what here. Hello, Thread. How you doing? Don't worry, it's hard to get me that pissed anyways. 5 years of bullying kind of prompted that. I am sorry I had to go through that, man. What if the dissupport for the Vietnam was support for it? Curb Your Creativity songs, please. Oh my god. I got bullied like all of my 5th grade year, and one day I beat up the kid that did it, and probably was why I had no friends, though. I am sorry, man. Welcome back, Ethan. How you doing? Mary, the British kind is to get your 6 mates and wait for the kid whilst he's walking home and jump. Oh my god. Well, I don't recommend that personally. I was never really inclined to that sort of thing. I'm still sad from last night, you tard. I am sorry to hear that, man. I'd rather not get into it on here if that's all the same with you, but no worries. What happened while I was gone? Well, we've basically been going back and forth, trying to get everything set up here, quite honestly. And let's see, what did I just make here? Anyway. Oh, advanced rocket artillery. Okay. Where did I make advanced rocket artillery? No, I have the motorized. Okay, so that's not a big deal then. Richard Chu, how could you portray our brotherhood like that? Timid from LSRP. I didn't do anything to you, man. Alright, Peace Nerd, hit me up if you ever want to be friends again. Right. Anyway. What was I gonna say? I'm sorry, I just got thrown off there. Let's... What's the recording time that we have on here, actually? You know, we've been going for almost 2 hours. We can go for longer here. So let me get everything set up here. Should probably start putting more money in, or factories into bombers, I should say. And we'll increase that, and increase that, and go forward from there. What else do we have? Whoa, what's happening there? Nothing. Don't worry about it, man. It's all good. Hey, what's up, Devin? How you doing? Shrew, does America have private boarding schools? If so, do you agree that you shouldn't be allowed to send your children to a private school? I don't. Well, they do have, like, pretty much every kind of schooling system that you can imagine there. And I do know that private boarding schools are one type. I don't know how prevalent they are anymore. I personally went to a private school, but it was a private online school, and I was homeschooled. And in terms of supporting people going to that or not, I really don't know. I'm in a bit of an awkward place when it comes to schooling, because I am not a fan of the public educational system. I benefited massively from my chance to get a different form of education, and I can't say that, you know, one form should be prohibited over another on the basis of the fact that mine would be prohibited in many other situations too, and I uniquely benefited from that, if that makes sense. It's sort of like, I'm trying to think how to exactly to describe it, but it's hard for me to really say, you know, we should limit the options when it comes to schooling there, because otherwise my form of education was banned in many circumstances, and it helped me to become as learned as I am, or, you know, learned as I am here, because it gave me the option to basically take the initiative on my own education, which was very unique, and I don't think that many people get that opportunity, so it is what it is. I was never bullied because I was usually bigger than most of the people of my grade. That helps. What happened last night? I had a falling out with a friend there. Willem, I'd say I don't want to know, but I kind of do. I know there was an EU4 stream. Yeah, there was an EU4 stream. The falling out happened afterwards. How much does EU4 cost, my dude? It's either 40 bucks or less than that, depending on whether or not it's on sale. I watched it a bit, but it was pretty slow. Yeah, sorry about that. You betrayed me, Richard Soup. I'll remember. What the fuck are you talking about, Timid? I didn't do a goddamn thing to you. $39.99 right now. That's roughly about right. In Britain, they are called public schools. I went to a private homeschool, and I've got to say, I went from a private school to a public, and the private was 10 times better than the public schools. Yeah, I had a somewhat similar experience on that one as well. I went to public school for my education in elementary school, and later on, I went to a private online middle and high school. I like the middle school a lot better because I went to a different one for my high school education, like midway through, and eventually I went from, like, I only spent about a year or two in regular high school while online there, and then eventually I enrolled in college when I was like 15 and started taking classes then, and eventually got my associates, went from a bachelor's, and then life fell apart and I still haven't finished my bachelor's. It's been a bit of an interesting ride there. True, not soup and not shoe. Well, I appreciate that. Well, appreciate that a lot. But in Britain, the public boarding schools are so hard on the students. There are literally charities for children who go there. That does sound pretty brutal. I mean, I don't want to be dismissive. I know that there's an organization for everything, but I will say that usually they don't crop up out of nowhere. So that does sound pretty brutal. And I will say, it seems about in line with some other forms of private education that I've heard before, like religious institutions in America and what they do, which can be horrifying in other areas. So yeah. I lost respect for you, Richie. We're over. What the fuck? What is your problem? I haven't talked to you, haven't done anything for you. I don't understand. Thread, what the fuck? I don't like to fight, but I will if I need to. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from on that one. Let's see here. Strengthen the Federal Reserve. Not really big on that one, quite honestly. Let's go for border protection. Get the national unity for ourselves up here. Sounds like a good idea to me, at the very least. Britain public schools sounds super weird. I don't know. I don't know enough about them to have an informed opinion on that one. It's for the private boarding schools, though, because you have to have such a tight schedule that it fucked with the students' minds. I can see how that might be an issue in some situations. I'm not informed enough on the topic to really have much more of an opinion on it, but I could definitely see how that would be an issue. Richard, I love you and your streams. I have a different political views from you, and I must ask, what's your thoughts on Antifa? That's entirely fine. Honestly, I have a background of debate with a lot of friends of mine growing up there. I don't necessarily think that mine is the only opinion, so the fact that you disagree is entirely understandable. And in terms of my opinion on Antifa, and if you have any other questions, by the way, feel free to ask. I don't have any secrets here, quite frankly. But my thoughts on Antifa, quite honestly, are actually very simple. I wholly disagree with what they're doing. You know, it's from multiple different standpoints. I disagree with fascist politics to begin with, but I also know that Antifa's tactics don't do anything positive. You know, you're not going to have any sort of long-lasting policy objectives completed through the use of violence. I don't care who you are, but it has never worked for anyone on the left to use political violence. You know, we've lost in almost every circumstance there. You know, and to be entirely honest, I don't think that it's a winning strategy no matter what side you're on, because my personal philosophy is, if your opinions can't stand up to scrutiny and you have to resort to violence in order to shut other people down and their debate, what is the strength behind your argument? You know, your arguments are stronger when you can actually sway other people to them ideologically, as opposed to literally having to shut them down through the use of violence. So I wholly disagree with everything they're doing. I think it's counterproductive. It makes everyone else that, you know, has a similar political standpoint look bad because of association. It's not doing anything constructive, you know. What else do we have here? Fuck Antifa, they're so stupid. Yeah, I can, like I said, I can agree with you on that one, but for different, potentially different reasons. We'll see. Sorry if you support them, but they are fucking pricks from what I know. No, like I just explained, I don't support them. I think they're actually a massive drain on anyone who has leftist politics to begin with, and they're hurting the causes that they claim to be supporting. You know, I could go through the whole history, you know, behind how badly political violence has worked out for just the left, and why, you know, it's better to be nonviolent in general, because I believe in nonviolence. That's always been my thing there. But it's a whole discussion, and I'd be happy to do it, but that's up to you guys. OMG, Richard's Lionel Richie. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can't sing, by the way. I have a question, Shrew. When's the EU4 community game? Yeah, it's Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 30 minutes. Okay. Antifa is just a terrorist organization hiding behind the guise of opposing fascism. People don't agree with what we do. Time to beat them up. Yeah, agreed on that one. Yes, 6:30. That is the time there. Thank you, Kyle. Even Winston Churchill, some other British politician, I might be incorrect, said that the anti-fascists of the future are the fascists of today. I don't agree with a lot of Winston Churchill's politics, but on his stance on that one, I could potentially get behind him. Richard Soup, when are you continuing that one Spain MP Let's Play where you lost all of Iberia? Suppose that depends. Yeah, it was pretty funny. If you want to check it out, it is on the channel. I ended up getting kicked out of Iberia, got a personal union with Aragon eventually while in Africa, lost that, got kicked out of Africa all the way over to South America, and ended up in northern South America with 5 provinces, and had that as my capital region. I was so freaking bad. It was hilarious, and I do actually recommend checking it out. What else do we have here? He secured the future of my home, Winston Churchill. I understand where you're coming from, but like I said, I have a lot of issues with him politically, and this is as an outsider, but it's just my personal viewpoints. We found out yesterday we had a homeless person living in the basement for 8 years. Oh my god. I'm not a big fan of Churchill. He was a great leader, but he was a pretty racist. That's what I've heard too, honestly. Hilarious if only your friends in that game were still your friends. Thread, do you have an are you like looking to talk to me or something? Is that like the situation here? Anyway, let's continue. Do we want to expand the recruitable population? Ah, yes, we got our civility up again. Thank God. That'll actually help us out a fair amount there, quite frankly. Let's befriend the European majors and go for the TTIP later on. How far are we from the justification? Okay, it's gonna take until 2022. So not too much longer. Thank God for that. Nah, not really. This is just funny. Whatever you want to do, man. Anyhow, let's see what we got here. Bunch of Marines that are ready, so let's put them on out. And where do we have our Marines? Right here. So let's attach them, and we're good to go. Nah, don't worry about it, guys. I appreciate it, but, he's not doing anything. He's just hanging out and talking. It's not a big deal. Sure, a quick question. Do you use 12 or 24-hour clock? I use a 12-hour clock, personally. I was never a big fan of military time, to be perfectly honest. Tungsten. We need more tungsten as well, don't we? There we go. Much better. President Shrew, the American people are not accepting communism. What do we do? P.S. It's taking forever to go commie. It really is. How is this taking so long? I don't want to boost on other people because then I'm boosting conservatism, but Jesus Christ, what do you gotta do to get rid of Trump? And I'm probably on a list now. Oh my god. Shrew, you should build nukes and freedomize Vietnam. Well, they are queued up here. Let's move this down to 1, and there we go. Now we're a work in progress. But yes, we do actually need to do something about it because our resource expenditures are huge right now. Yeah, completely unacceptable. What else can we do here? Not really too much outside of focuses. Go to war with Russia, that's about it. I use 24-hour because it doesn't confuse me like a 12-hour. It's just AM and PM. But I do understand. It's all a matter of habit for me, I was raised on a 12-hour clock, so that's what I use. To be perfectly honest with you. Let's go for this. No wars. It's been very peaceful, this game. Extremely peaceful. You aren't on the Gimli's A-list like I am. It's the list for people who have spammed that. Oh my god. Personal defense weapons. Excellent. Let's go further down this line here. Get some extra Marine organization. That'll be good. Excuse me? I have never advocated for the assassination of the president. That's really ridiculous. And what else do we have here? Here's a good propaganda slogan for your commie agenda. Vote commie. Oh my god. It's got the rhythm to it, I will admit that. You could potentially turn that into a line. Shrew, the reason I love you is because we could talk about politics and have opposing opinions, and you won't get all bitchy. Why I don't like you? Geez, times don't suck, don't they? That is fair. Yeah, I always figured that I had a pretty central location here in New York, but I can understand why it would get kind of rough. But no, I appreciate the fact that, you know, you're able to have a discussion and back and forth with me. You know, I enjoy talking about politics. So if you ever have any questions, by the way, feel free to shoot. I'm always good with that. It confuses me because I once woke up at midnight and thought it was noon. So yeah, wouldn't the light outside kind of throw you off on that one though? That's how you remove Richard True from his high horse. Don't let a little YouTube success get to it. What the heck? I mean, look, Thread, I don't know why you want to force me to go back and forth with you on this, but honestly, my issue with you had nothing to do with politics or anything else. It had everything to do with personal issues between me and you. Let's talk. Let's see here. Let's pause for a second. Yeah, I appreciate that, Willem. And there we go. I don't like politics. Sometimes my alter political personality comes out, but it doesn't when Shrew is talking because Shrew is the best streamer. Well, I appreciate that, man. And hey, if you have an opinion, by all means, you know, no worries at all. But I really appreciate it. Let's see here. Are we nearly... I think we're nearly ready to finally go to war with Vietnam. March 6th. So, yeah, we could just let this run for a little while. Shrew for President 2020. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that, you know? It's really nice of you. And let's see here. We'll let this finish out here, and let me take a look at the time. Okay, so we've gone... Hey man, Shrew for President. You guys are awesome. Mark Cuban for President 2020. You know, I would love to run against Mark Cuban because I could tear that guy to pieces in a debate. My God, he is... As much as I enjoy watching him on Shark Tank because the guy can be a total dick sometimes, you know, he has paper-thin arguments, and philosophically, he's much closer to Trump than anyone cares to admit. So I would love to debate Mark Cuban. That would be hilarious. Station some troops in Taiwan. I'm actually inclined to agree with you on that one. We could make a keeping up with the Kardashians for Shrew and Thread. I thought I heard something there. Shrew, man, you deserve more subs. You know what? That's really awesome of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But you know what? Looking at the time here, it is after 10. So you know what? I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I really wanted to go to war with Vietnam, but it's not. It's looking like it's gonna take take a little longer here. So, and yeah, you know, we'll call it here. So let me save this quickly. Pick it up next week. This will be our new single player Saturday stream. But yeah, I'm actually a centrist, but I would vote for Shrew because he's so intelligent. Thanks, man. That's really nice of you. I'm so tempted to count how many times you say thank you and how much do you want to bet he's going to say thank you after this. Yep, immediately, because I read from the bottom up. Oh my god. Hey, come on. I have a disagreement with Red. It's not a big issue. Don't worry about it, guys. Anyway, on that note, guys, I'm going to head on off here for the night. So, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And we have a regular series going up during the week, so I'll see you all then. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and thank you.